A very good afternoon, my dear students. I am your new social science teacher, and my name is Shrimanti Ghoshal. How are you all? First, tell me that. Yes? Good? Fine? Lovely? That's great. Now, tell me, how many of you like studying social science, as in the subjects like history, political science, geography? Yes? Economics? Civics? Yes? Lovely. It's so great that so many of you like studying political science, civics, geography, and social science in general. That really makes me happy. Now, with this note, I will start today's new topic. And the topic is atmosphere. The topic of geography, yes, it is atmosphere. Now, before going on to the details of this topic, I would like to ask you few simple questions, which will be very easy for you to answer. Are you all ready to answer me? Come on, show me the thumb finger. Yes? Lovely. Such interactive and cooperative class I have. Now, my question to you is that just look around you. Okay? What are the things that is surrounding you? Yes? Come on, answer me. Yes? Correct. A table and a chair. Lovely. Yes, your laptop in front of you. Yes, a pencil box, a book, some pens, some copies, of course, the wall, the curtains. Yes, very good response, my dear students. Now, these are the things that is surrounding you and that things that you can touch. Like this, we can touch the curtain like this, right? Now, can you tell me any other thing that is surrounding you which you cannot touch? Come on. Yes? Okay. Let's do this thing. Sway your hands like this. Like this. Yes, very good. Inhale like this. Now, while you sway your hands, do you feel anything? Yes, my students? Do you feel anything? Very rightly said. We feel air. Right. When we inhale, we feel air. So, we can feel air, but we cannot touch it. So, other than this, chair, tables, books, laptops, curtains, walls, another thing that is surrounding us is the air. And the blanket of air that is surrounding us is what we call the atmosphere. So, what is the atmosphere? The blanket of air that is surrounding us, the living organisms, is called the atmosphere. Now, my students, you have any doubt regarding this, the basic idea of atmosphere? Any doubt? No, it's clear? Very clear. Lovely. Now, you will ask me a simple question that, ma'am, you have told us that the blanket of air surrounding us is atmosphere, but what is it all about? What is it composed of? What is it extent of it? My dear students, the atmosphere is composed of a mixture of various gases. And what is the extent of it? You would be asking me. Now, sure, all of you, bring your hand like this, okay? Let's consider, come on everybody, yes. Let's consider this to be the surface of the earth. Though we know the surface of the earth is spherical and not flat, but just for now, let's consider this to be the surface. The extent of the atmosphere is from the surface of the earth to about an extent of 1600 kilometer above. Okay, approximately. And within this sphere, we have various other layers of air. We'll come to this later. But before that, we will look into the composition of the atmosphere. As told earlier, my students, the atmosphere is composed of a mixture of various gases and also certain dust particles and water vapor. Now, what are the important gases that is present in the atmosphere? The most important gas that is present in the atmosphere is nitrogen. What is it? Nitrogen. It is present almost about 78% in the atmosphere. So 78% of the atmosphere is composed of nitrogen. And how do we get nitrogen? We get it from the air. We don't, directly use this for our respiration, but nitrogen is present within the soil. It gets into the plants when we, intake plants within us, when we eat plants. It also gets within our body. And how does it help us? Being a odorless and colorless gas, nitrogen, also, this is one of the property of nitrogen, but nitrogen helps us to grow. It helps to, develop the body tissues, helped in the growth of the body tissues. This is the basic use of nitrogen. What is the next important gas in the atmosphere? The next important gas in the atmosphere is oxygen. Now, you will ask me, ma'am, like, what is the percentage of oxygen in the atmosphere? The amount of oxygen present in the atmosphere is 21%. And we all know what is the basic use of oxygen is. We need it for breathing. And from where do we get it? We get it from the plants. The plants, removes oxygen while, making the food through photosynthesis. And the oxygen that is brought out by the plant, we inhale it. We inhale it to survive. So the amount of oxygen is 21%. Now, my dear students, 78% is nitrogen and 21% is oxygen. How many percent is left? Very correctly said, 1% is left. Now, you will ask me, ma'am, what about the last 1% in the atmosphere? The last 1% is composed of various other gases like carbon dioxide, neon, argon, also water vapor to some extent. Now, amongst this, one of the most important gas is carbon dioxide. Why? Because it is meteorologically a very important gas. Why, Because the solar radiation that comes from the sun, it comes to the earth directly and increases the heat. Okay. Now, the layer of carbon dioxide that is present in the earth, it absorbs that radiation. It absorbs that heat. Okay. Now, if you directly, put your hand in front of the sun, will you get heat? Direct heat, right? So what do you do to reduce that heat? You can put a piece of cloth above it. Will the heat get reduced? Students, come on, tell me. Yes, very correctly said. So to reduce or to absorb the direct solar radiation, carbon dioxide, it absorbs that radiation and to some extent it reflects back to the terrestrial environment. Now, it is also known as a greenhouse gas. Carbon dioxide, along with this, also known as a greenhouse gas. Do you know why? Yes, very correctly said, my students. Because if all the gases that is present in the atmosphere, if they maintain a proper balance, everything will be fine. But after globalization or after 1990s, due to the sudden modernizations, due to the sudden burning of more fossil fuels, the extent of carbon dioxide is increasing in the atmosphere. It is increasing in the atmosphere and thereby increasing the heat of the atmosphere, which leads to global warming. Yes, my dear students. This is the impact of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere right now. Other than this, three gases and also gases like argon, neon, we have water vapor in the atmosphere. Now, What happens in the summer season, students? Do we sweat? Come on, tell me. We sweat a lot. So, the extent of water vapor in the summer season or in the hotter region is almost 4% of the air by volume. Now, the places which are hot, the water vapor over there is present in more amount. It is present about 4%. Now, as we rise above, as the temperature gets colder, the amount of water vapor also decreases. Do we sweat in the colder regions? Yes? Right. Because we don't sweat. Why don't we sweat? Because water vapor is less in the colder regions. Other than this water vapor, we have dust particles in the atmosphere. And how does it affect the dust particles? Like, what is the extent of the dust particles? Again, in the region which is hotter, okay, the dust particles is more in number. But as the altitude increases, as we go up to the colder regions, the dust particle reduces. Okay, this is the basic composition of the atmosphere. Is it clear to all of you, my dear students? Any question? Any question you have? Any doubts? Okay. Thank you so much for today's class. Tomorrow, we will be looking into the various layers of atmosphere. We will come through that. So once we have done with the composition, basic composition of the atmosphere, we'll come across the various layers of atmosphere. Okay. Thank you all for attending my class. See you tomorrow. Have a very nice day. Take care. Do play and of course do a little bit of study. Okay. Bye. Bye everybody. Thank you.